Silence is not the absence of power, it is the presence of mastery. You are not here to be loud, you are here to be effective. The world does not need to know your every move. It needs to feel the impact of your results. The greatest mistake of modern man is believing that speaking a thing brings him closer to it. It does not. It brings applause. It brings attention. But it does not bring completion. Completion belongs to the one who moves without the need for validation. From this moment, you must treat your vision like sacred fire. It does not belong in the open air. It must be protected, contained, fueled, and only revealed when its heat can no longer be ignored. The moment you speak your plan to the world, you begin to weaken its foundation. Not because the plan lacks strength, but because you have allowed the winds of opinion to erode your focus. Every word you speak is a transaction with your own energy. To talk is to trade power for perception, but to act, to move in quiet obedience to your purposes, to multiply that power. The strongest men I've known spoke little. They moved decisively, they built relentlessly, and only when the work stood tall did they allow the world to see it. By then there was no argument left. The results spoke. You must ask yourself, do you want the credit or do you want the crown? Do you want people to hear about your mission or do you want them to feel it in the weight of your success? The difference lies in what you choose to protect. Protect your thoughts, guard your emotions, shelter your intentions. Your subconscious mind is always listening, not to the noise of your public declarations, but to the repetition of your private commitments. The words you speak to yourself in solitude carry more weight than anything you post, announce, or describe to the world. Train that inner voice. Speak your aim with clarity, not for applause, but for alignment. This is the first law of builders. Move in silence until your foundation is set. Let no man comment on a plan he cannot see. Let no doubt enter a vision that is still taking shape. You are not being secretive. You are being strategic. You are not hiding your greatness. You are preserving its strength. Real confidence doesn't announce itself. It shows up, it performs, it proves, and it never explains. You owe no explanations to the world. You owe results to your vision. You owe structure to your purpose. And that structure begins in silence. Let every day be a brick. Let every hour be a step. Let every moment of silence be an act of strength. And when your structure stands, when the thing is real and undeniable, then let the world react. Until then, protect the process, obey the law, and move in silence. Move with discipline, build with intent. Let your silence become a fortress and your actions a declaration. The world is watching not your words, but your results. Move in silence, build without noise, reveal only what is undeniable. Let your work echo louder than your words. Let your discipline shape the days. Let your results silence every doubt. What is built in silence becomes unshakable. True strength lives in repetition, not attention. Those who rise do so quietly, brick by brick, while the world is distracted by noise. The foundation of greatness is laid in solitude. Every masterpiece begins in silence, far from the opinions of those who cannot see. Do not rush to speak your path. Craft it, shape it, walk it, and let the finished work introduce you before your words ever need to. Let your progress become your proof. You do not owe the world an explanation, only the weight of your finished work. A man who speaks less builds more. Each quiet act of discipline lays another stone in the foundation of greatness. Delay the spotlight. Delay the applause. The one who delays recognition earns something far greater: respect built on evidence. Walk forward with your head down and your purpose high. Let the silence carve your legacy in stone, not sand. Each day of quiet effort builds an invisible empire, and one day, without warning, the world will see what silence has made inevitable. Do not warn the world you are coming. Arrive built, focused, and undeniable. Let your mornings begin with purpose and your nights close with proof. That is the rhythm of those who finish. Sacred work does not beg for attention, it prepares for revelation. In the chambers of your mind, you are already building what others believe is impossible. That is your edge, Guard it. Silence sharpens the edge. It forces clarity. When there are no words to impress, only your actions remain, and those actions must be real. Your future does not respond to announcements, it responds to alignment. Align your habits with your purpose, and let repetition become your statement. Let others explain, you embody. Let others declare, you deliver. That is how legends are made quietly, persistently, without demand for approval. You are not here to broadcast potential. You are here to fulfill it, to forge it in unseen hours, to return to the fire until your craft is undeniable. Do not seek validation from those who never built. Their opinions are not bricks. They will never help you carry the weight. The man who is feared is the man who says nothing yet always finishes. His silence is not passive. It is the sound of building. One plan spoken too soon can ruin a lifetime of preparation. Keep the blueprint locked. Reveal only the structure. There is more force in a finished work than in 1,000 promises. Speak with that force only when it is real. Keep refining while the world forgets. Keep building while the crowd sleeps. One day they will ask how. The answer will be the result itself. Those who hold their vision in silence are not hiding. They are honoring the law of creation. Every day they press forward without applause, fueled by something deeper than attention, clarity, conviction, and command. Be that man. The one who finishes before he speaks. The one who builds without needing to be seen. The one who becomes undeniable because of what he's done, not what he said. Stay hidden in the forge while your craft evolves in silence. Let each morning meet a man determined to improve, even when the world isn't watching. While others rush for attention, remain a builder committed, calm, calculating. Your journey doesn't need witnesses. What matters is what remains when the dust settles what was truly built when no one clapped. You weren't made for noise. You were made for impact. And impact is rarely loud at first. Success favors the disciplined, not the distracted. Refuse to be seduced by urgency that leads nowhere. Refuse to explain yourself to those who lack vision. You owe no justification for building something they cannot yet understand. Each act of restraint is an act of power. Each day you rise without complaint sharpens your edge. Each project completed in the quiet chambers of effort stacks invisible bricks into the fortress that will one day be undeniable. Greatness grows in the shadows. It is there that your character is tested and formed. There that you decide whether you are committed to the outcome or simply addicted to the idea. There is dignity in staying low while you refine your aim. There is power in becoming excellent in secret. When the foundation is deep, the structure lasts. Do not fear obscurity. It is your ally, your shield, your incubator. You do not need to prove your fire to anyone. The man who walks with purpose makes no noise. He carries weight in his decisions, not in his declarations. Let your focus be so sharp that distraction injures itself trying to reach you. Let your discipline become armor. When they finally look up, let them see what can only be explained by relentless self-mastery. Those who rush to be seen often vanish just as quickly. But the one who endures, he becomes a presence that shifts rooms without saying a word. His work precedes him. His reputation walks miles ahead. Stay committed to the craft. Wake up with the same questions. What can I improve today? How can I go deeper? What can I build that lasts? Clarity is the prize of patience. Wisdom is the fruit of solitude. The ones who change history are the ones who weren't afraid to disappear for a while. Remember, you don't grow by being loud, you grow by being consistent. Let them underestimate your silence. It only gives you more room to rise. Every small task completed without praise is a statement. I don't need applause to be excellent. I don't need eyes on me to work like a giant. I am here for more than validation. I am here to become something unshakable. There will be moments when your voice wants to rise, when your ego wants to prove itself. Don't. Let your restraint echo louder than any boast ever could. Let your character do the speaking. Because when your season comes, and it will come like a storm no one saw coming. It will not ask for permission. It will not come with fanfare. It will arrive with the weight of inevitability. That is what silence builds. Inevitability. May time carve sharpness into your intent. Let resistance clarify your direction. Strength finds its truest form in the unseen, where eyes don't validate effort. Let the passage of hours hone your will. Through challenge, let purpose gain weight. Solitude forges a spirit with authority no crowd can replicate. Time itself sharpens those who do not yield. Let the hardship chisel the truth you follow. Those who persist quietly walk into chaos with unmovable calm. Allow the grind of each hour to refine your focus. Let each strain reveal what truly matters. Resilience is tempered in private trials, not public affirmations. Let each ticking second chisel your resolve. Let pain etch meaning into your pursuit. A legacy formed in silence often echoes louder than thunderous praise. The hours aren't wasted, they are your whetstone. Let the challenge sculpt your mission. The flame that survives the night will illuminate every dawn it meets. Time's passage defines your blade stay in its pressure. Use hardship to purify your intent. Influence is the silent reward for those who carry pressure with grace. Let the pressure of each hour forge a more precise you. Let pressure align you with truth. Silence sculpts warriors whose strength stands even without applause. Use each passing moment to sculpt your edge. Purpose grows when tested by strain. Unseen trials give birth to a presence no spotlight can manufacture. Endure the hours and become a weapon of clarity. Allow difficulty to define your priorities. The man who refuses to yield when no one is looking becomes unstoppable when they are. Time is your silent mentor. Listen and sharpen. Let the burn reveal your blueprint. True strength is revealed in moments when no one is watching. Let the weight of waiting refine your mind. Let the drag of adversity focus your aim. A soul that stands tall in solitude earns a power that can't be borrowed. Withstand time and emerge honed. Let friction make you deliberate. Only those who endure in silence become unshakable when the storm arrives. Let patience craft your precision. From pain, let meaning rise clearer. Fortitude is not built in noise, but in the patience of unseen battles. The minutes polish, the hours forge. Let your trials give depth to your path. Quiet persistence builds a legacy louder than any shout. Be ground by time into your final form. Let each burden anchor your why. The fire that doesn't burn out in the dark becomes the light in every room it enters. Let repetition become revelation. In struggle, let meaning condense. Those who withstand pressure without complaint hold the key to unbreakable influence. Let silence stretch you into mastery. Let every challenge narrow your aim. Silence trains the spine of warriors. It doesn't need a witness to prove its might. Be honed in waiting, not wasted in rush. Let setbacks sharpen what you seek. From the depths of unnoticed struggle comes the rise of indomitable presence. What shapes a powerful life is not the applause of others, but the choices made when no one applauds. When you act with intention in moments no one will ever see, you create a foundation that nothing can shake. The secret architecture of greatness is built in silence. There's a sacred energy in restraint. In a world where everyone rushes to be heard, the one who waits, watches, and acts only when it matters commands the room, not by force, but by presence. Not by volume, but by alignment. You don't rise by proving, you rise by becoming. Let your calm become your signature. Let your restraint become your proof. The world will feel your gravity without needing your noise. Discipline is quiet, commitment is unseen, but their results echo louder than any declaration. You want power? Then live like your every act is a seed and your silence is the soil. Greatness is not about domination, it's about resonance. And nothing resonates more deeply than a life forged with purpose and sealed in silence. Do you want the satisfaction of being seen building it or the reward of actually finishing it? Do you want applause now or ownership later? You cannot have both, you must choose. Either you will harvest premature attention or you will reap permanent success. One is shallow and soon forgotten, the other is eternal. The greatest mistake you can make in the early stages of your plan is to seek understanding from those who do not walk by vision. They will inject you with their doubts. They will load your mind with their worries. They will frame your dream in the narrow dimensions of their own failure. And if you are not spiritually fortified, you will listen. You must guard your vision. As a farmer guards his seed, it must be planted deep in the soil of your belief, watered daily with thought, faith, and action, and protected from the scavengers of public opinion. Do not expose your plan to the cold winds of casual conversation. It will wither, it will die, and no one will mourn it. But you say nothing, do everything, build in silence, finish in power. Let your success be your explanation. Let your results be your reply. Let your legacy speak on your behalf, for nothing commands respect like results, and nothing kills momentum like too much speaking. You do not owe the world your explanation. You owe yourself your transformation. You owe your vision the respect of silence, and you owe your future the dignity of completion. This is not arrogance. This is obedience to spiritual law. The law that says energy grows where attention flows, and attention, like energy, must be conserved. Write this down. I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Say it again. I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Say it again. I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Repeat this until it burns itself into the back of your mind, until you feel the armor of self-command wrap around your spirit. You must not open the door to those who knock with curiosity but offer no belief. You must not reveal the blueprints to those who bring no tools. You must not seek the approval of those who have not built anything of value in their own lives. To do so is to water weeds while your own garden starves. The greatest minds in history, Lincoln, Edison, Carnegie, Rockefeller, each had a period of silence before their ascent, a period when no one believed, no one supported, no one saw. That is the price of greatness. That is the cost of originality. That is the fire in which all true builders are forged, and you too must pass through it. You must become deaf to doubt, blind to distraction, and indifferent to applause. You must become possessed by purpose, married to discipline, and addicted to execution. You must act as if the discipline and indifferent to applause world cannot stop you, and because it cannot, but you must not speak, as if you are owed anything, because you are not. You are owed nothing but the right to pursue, the right to labor, the right to build, and even these rights demand a price: silence, solitude, and self-mastery. If you pay the price, you shall gain the prize, but speak too soon and you shall lose both the prize and the peace. Let your silence become your weapon. Let your silence become your shelter. Let your silence become your prayer, for in the price's barrier, silence, you will hear what the noise of men cannot offer, the voice of your own destiny speaking softly but clearly. Build it. Keep going. Do not stop and tell no one until it is done. Repeat these affirmations. I build in silence. I do not explain. I complete. I do not announce. I act. I protect my plan with discipline. I finish what I begin, and I tell no one until it is done. Say them aloud morning and night, in your chamber, in your walk, in your work. Speak them until your subconscious accepts them. For once your subconscious accepts them, your results will follow. Let the others chase attention. Let them drown in explanation. You will rise in silence. You will move in certainty. You will strike in precision. And when the moment is right, when the work is done, when the structure is complete, you will reveal it not with words but with triumph. That is the law. That is the way, and that is why you must remain silent until it is done. You must learn to guard your inner world as you would guard your fortune, for in truth, your mind is the birthplace of your fortune. A single careless word can leak the oil from the lamp of your imagination, and when that oil is gone, so too goes the light by which you build silence. Then is not just caution, it is power. Silence is your shield. It is the fortress around your idea until that idea has earned its right to exist in the world. The moment you speak your plan aloud to idle ears, you invite doubt to enter. You give critics permission to intrude, and worse, you give way to the devil of vanity who tempts you to feel as though the saying of the thing is equal to the doing. It is not the world. Never rewards the dreamer who merely talks it, rewards the doer who works in silence and reveals his fruits only when the harvest is complete. Men of great achievement have always been men of great secrecy. They speak in deeds, not declarations. Consider the builder of the pyramids, the inventor in his laboratory, the founder who labors in obscurity. Until his enterprise is too large to ignore, they did not announce their plans to the crowd. They did not seek applause. They sought completion. They kept silent until the thing was done. Now, if you speak too soon, your mind begins to substitute attention for accomplishment. You feel as if you are already halfway there, when in truth you've not even begun. Speech becomes a counterfeit of action. It is a trap, and that trap has ensnared millions who thought that sharing their goal would bring them closer to it. Instead, it robbed them of their inner drive and planted in its place a craving for validation. I have taught men of industry, men of invention, men of faith, and the one truth that separated the achievers from the talkers was this: the achiever could suffer in silence, he could toil without notice, he could delay praise until the work stood complete. He knew that the furnace of discipline burned hottest when no one was watching, and yet he entered it daily, willingly, without fanfare. Ask yourself, why do I feel the need to tell? Do I tell because I seek clarity, or do I tell because I seek attention? Do I tell because I must think aloud, or do I tell because I want to be admired for what I intend to do rather than what I have done? These are serious questions, for the man who speaks without discipline is often the man who never builds at all faith. Real faith does not need applause. Real faith does not look for witnesses. It is sufficient unto itself. The man of faith acts in silence because he knows that silence is the womb of power. Speech can be wasted, silence cannot. Words can betray you, silence defends you. To hold your plan in your heart and water it daily, with thought, effort, and prayer, that is. There comes a moment when you realize that mastery is not about force, it's about presence. It's the way you enter a room and shift the energy without needing to raise your voice. It's how you respond when chaos erupts around you and you remain unshaken, not because you're immune, but because you've trained for it in silence. The real strength is the restraint to not prove yourself. Let others chase applause, you chase truth. Let them speak of potential, you deliver results. Power isn't earned by exposure. It's forged in the moments you choose to delay gratification again and again until patience becomes your sharpest weapon. You won't need to tell the world what you're becoming when your actions start to rewrite the story others believe about you. Reputation is a shadow. Character is the substance. And character is built brick by brick in the dark, while no one claps, while no one sees, while no one believes. There is a weight to those who show up every day without recognition. Their presence says everything their words never will. These are the people who can't be broken because they've already been broken privately and put themselves back together differently. Consistency is not repetition. It is devotion. Each day you return to the mission not because it's easy, but because it's who you are now. And the longer you stay in the storm, the quieter your doubt becomes. Until silence is your clearest signal and discipline is your loudest statement. You can always tell who has built in private. They don't need to rush to speak. They don't react to conflict, they navigate it. They don't show you their plans, they show you their progress. They've made peace with being misunderstood because they're not here to be explained, they're here to be undeniable. The climb is slow, but it's supposed to be. Fast success is loud and fragile. Silent growth is slow and permanent. You don't want fireworks, you want a foundation. And foundations are not glamorous, they're painful, dull, repetitive. But they are what keeps skyscrapers from falling when the wind comes. When you reach that threshold, when people ask, "How did you do it?" you won't have a simple answer, because it wasn't a tactic, it wasn't a shortcut, it was war. A quiet war of waking up when you didn't want to, saying no when your emotions said yes, showing up on the days that didn't reward you. Mastery feels like monotony, like repetition, like boredom. But on the other side of that boredom is precision. And precision is what separates those who dabble from those who dominate. You didn't come here to dabble. You came here to dismantle the version of yourself that settles. You came here to become someone your past self wouldn't recognize, not because you changed, but because you finally became honest about who you were always meant to be. Stay there, in the discipline, in the silence. Let the others race ahead for visibility. Let them burn out chasing applause. You are not competing in the same race. You are building something they'll never understand. Not because they couldn't, but because they never chose to go that deep. And when the day comes that the world finally sees what you've built, your only response will be, this is just the beginning. True power is quiet. Real progress is subtle, but once it lands, it's irreversible. Keep going. The strength you build in silence cannot be measured, but it becomes unstoppable once it moves. Stay the course. Build your momentum quietly, and by the time they notice, it will be too late to stop you. The greatest forces don't arrive with noise, they unfold when no one is looking. Let that be your strategy. True mastery is revealed when no one's watching. Move with quiet intensity and let your impact be the evidence. Greatness is not announced, it is accumulated through silent persistence and revealed through undeniable outcomes. Let your legacy be shaped by what you build quietly, not by what you claim loudly. True impact is measured not by words, but by the silent strength of consistent action. Power grows in silence and shows itself in deeds that no one can deny. Your silence is your fortress. Within its walls, your discipline grows untouched by distraction. This is where power is quietly forged, not in the chaos of applause, but in the steady rhythm of commitment. Every day you choose to build unseen, you carve a deeper path for greatness. The world may not notice the effort now, but it will feel the force of your results when the foundation stands strong. The journey of mastery demands more than talent. It demands relentless consistency. Those who endure quietly accumulate an unstoppable momentum, one that no temporary noise can overshadow. In the stillness of your work, you shape a presence that speaks louder than words ever could. Let your actions echo through the silence, proving your strength beyond doubt. Resist the temptation to announce your progress. Let the weight of your work be the testimony of your dedication. When the time is right, the world will witness the magnitude of what you have built. Commit yourself to the unseen hours. Trust in the slow process of growth. Know that true power emerges from patience, perseverance, and unwavering focus. Do not rush to be recognized. Let your legacy be built on substance, not spectacle. The greatest victories are those achieved away from the spotlight, where only your will stands witness. Remember, the man who moves with quiet intent moves with unstoppable force. Cultivate your craft with humility and purpose. In the end, it will be your silent strength that commands respect. This is the path of true mastery, path of those who build quietly and rise powerfully without needing to shout their worth. Stay dedicated, stay silent, and let your results do the talking. True discipline is a quiet journey. Each unseen step adds to the mountain you will one day summit. The world may remain unaware until the moment of your arrival, but that silence only adds to your power. The final step in mastery is acceptance. Acceptance that the journey will never be finished, that perfection is an illusion, and that the only real measure of success is the relentless pursuit of progress. Perfection is a myth. Challenges will come in waves, distractions, doubts, and obstacles that test your resolve. Yet every time you overcome, you build resilience and prove that true strength is found in persistence, in the unwavering decision to move forward when giving up seems easiest. Greatness is not an event but a habit. It's the quiet decisions made daily to push forward even when the reward is invisible. The mountain is climbed step by step, not in leaps. Your legacy is crafted in the silent work that no one watches. Those who seek shortcuts or applause will never understand the depth of your commitment. They do not see the hours you put in behind closed doors, the sacrifices you make for a future only you believe in. But that's the nature of true mastery. It's personal, intimate, and often invisible. Appreciate the influence of small successes. Every moment you prioritize determination over distraction strengthens your foundation. Embracing challenges rather than comfort builds your inner resilience. It is through these steady efforts that enduring legacies are formed, surpassing any fleeting show of grandeur. Your story is not about how loudly you announce your intentions, but how powerfully you live them. Let your actions carve a path so clear and strong that the world cannot ignore your presence. Remember, the journey does not end when you achieve your goal. It continues, deeper and more challenging. Mastery is a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of yourself every single day. Walk this path with humility and unwavering resolve. When the noise around you grows loud, retreat to your silence. Let it be your sanctuary and your strength. In the silence, you will find clarity. In the discipline, you will find freedom. And in the relentless pursuit of your purpose, you will find fulfillment beyond measure. Stay consistent. Stay patient. Stay hungry. This is the path of the truly unstoppable. This is your path. Even the quietest effort echoes into eternity. It is in those moments of stillness that your real power gathers. The slow steps, the unseen work, the discipline when no one is watching, these are the bricks of your legacy. Progress does not always shout. Sometimes it whispers, but that whisper becomes a roar when it's repeated day after day with unbreakable consistency. Honor your own pace. The comparison will only poison your path. Greatness comes not from outpacing others, but from outlasting your own limits. Trust the invisible. Trust that each quiet effort compounds. Trust that your sweat, your silence, and your self-discipline are sculpting a future even you can't fully envision yet. Some days, victory looks like simply showing up. Other days, it looks like saying no to comfort and yes to growth. Both are sacred. Both are proof that you're still in the arena. Make peace with the grind. Fall in love with the boring work. There is magic in repetition when it is fueled by purpose. You don't need loud results to validate your progress. You need only the courage to keep showing up, even when applause is absent. Each small act of discipline is a seed, and though you may not see the tree yet, the roots are growing. Keep watering them. Let your silence speak of strength. Let your work speak of depth, and let your life become a reflection of quiet, unstoppable force. Because in the end, the world doesn't remember the noise. It remembers the impact. Understand that mastery is not a destination, it is a rhythm, a way of being, a lens through which you see the world. It transforms how you approach failure, how you respond to setbacks, and how you rise when the weight of life feels unbearable. The masters do not wait for ideal conditions. They act. They show up through storms, through doubt, through exhaustion, and it is in those imperfect conditions that their excellence is forged. You don't need certainty to take action. You need courage. Clarity is often a reward for movement, not a prerequisite. So move. Trust that with each deliberate step, the path becomes clearer. Let discomfort be your compass. Growth lives on the other side of resistance. The greater the friction, the deeper the transformation. Do not retreat when it gets hard. That's the signal you're exactly where you need to be. You will be tempted to stop. You will feel like your efforts are invisible. But invisible does not mean ineffective. The most powerful forces on earth, time, gravity, love, air, invisible. So is your growth, until one day it isn't. There will be no finish line that tells you you've arrived. No parade to validate your persistence. Just a quiet, steady evolution that turns struggle into strength and repetition into greatness. Measure your progress by who you are becoming. Measure it by how you treat others, how you hold yourself in chaos, how you choose integrity over ease. These are the metrics of mastery. No applause will ever matter more than knowing you honored your own standard, that you didn't settle, that you gave your all even when no one was watching. So keep going, not because it's easy, not because you're certain, but because you made a vow to become the kind of person who never quits. Silence the world when it tries to shake your belief. Let your discipline be louder than their doubts. Let your patience dismantle every obstacle time throws in your path. You are the sculptor and the stone. Every decision is a chisel, every effort a stroke. Mastery is built one cut at a time. Keep sculpting, keep building, keep rising. Because when the dust settles and the noise fades, what remains is what you became. And what you became is unshakable. Mastery isn't found in sudden leaps, but in the thousands of tiny, unnoticed decisions to rise instead of rest, to create instead of complain, to grow instead of retreat. No one will understand the full weight of what you carry, and they don't need to. Your journey is yours, sacred, specific, designed for your transformation. Let that be enough. Let the fire inside you burn bright, even if no one sees it, because eventually the results will speak louder than any explanation ever could. Keep showing up, not to impress, but to honor the standard you've set for yourself. Keep walking forward, not for recognition, but because that's what people of vision do. And when it's all said and done, you'll look back not with regret, but with pride, because you stayed the course when others faded. You built something real when others chased illusions. That is what makes you unstoppable.